guys, welcome back to the Blackout Tea channel. Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Blackout Tea channel. We are just giving our folks a chance to get inside of the room. So get your drinks, your food, whatever you prefer to have. I've already got my 1738, which is Remy, and some Red Bull. We are on chapter 2, darlings. We are on chapter 2. This is Cue the Relations live book read. Good evening, Elizabeth. Hello, Tea Talk. Hello, everyone. One day I will be a postel. I love your fucking name. Hi, Vicky. Yes, we are about to begin. Just trying to give them a few minutes to shake and move, get up in the room so we can go ahead and get in the groove, baby. Yes. Elizabeth said she took her Tylenol. I hope you did. Hey, Kay, how are you? All right, guys, I think that you all can hear me. Am I correct on that? Everybody is able to hear me? Can somebody just place a Y or a yes inside of the chat box? Can you guys? Awesome. Thank you, girl, Elizabeth. Here we go, y'all. This chapter is chapter number 2, and it is called And Then There Was You. Starts off with Keisha. Now, if you ask any woman, most would agree that dating a man is not a walk in the park. You're constantly dealing with mixed ideologues of false perceptions of what a committed relationship looks like. By nature, we as humans tend to desire multiple women, multiple mates, but in society, this rationale is met with double standards pertaining specifically to women and men. Most of us do tend to understand what is logical to do or not do and say or not say when dating. However, I found out very quickly that most men don't think beyond their premier urges. Let's see here. Yeah. Now, before I get into the specifications of my first real relationship with a man, I must first enlighten you with my brief interactions with the male species as an adult, which made me realize dating women for those 7 years didn't even remotely prepare me for the stage of my life. I thought being the most successful one in a relationship was hard with a woman. Let me tell you that being the most successful one in the relationship was hard with a woman. Many men lost interest in me early during the talking stages once they found out my credentials. Being a Spelman graduate seemed to please all of them. But when they found out how established my business was, or how much money I made, or even walked me to my car, which at the time was a 2017 Audi, I could feel the intimidation ooze out of their skin. This isn't to brag about my accomplishments either. Had a man been writing these same things, he would be praised and idolized for his success. However, most times when women speak about their accomplishments, they need to be humbled. Why is it frightening to date a successful Black woman in America? The other men I encountered just objectified my body, could care less about my credentials I had. They wanted to quickly skip right to the bedroom and add me to their list of credentials. In our generation, men tend to gravitate more towards what they consider to be a bad bitch, one that looks good on their arms, but doesn't have enough to offer on her resume to leave a man when she realizes that he ain't shit. Well, ain't that the fucking pot calling the kettle motherfucking black? I'm going to run that back. Okay? In our generation, men tend to gravitate more towards what they consider to be a bad bitch, one that looks good on their arms but doesn't have enough to offer on her resume to leave a man when she realizes that he ain't shit. So during this stage of my life, it wasn't hard attracting men to me, especially when they found out that I was a virgin. The problem was when taking a woman seriously, they yearned for conversation deeper than what I was going to be wearing when they came over to visit. There was one guy who did catch my eye, though. I mentioned him earlier in my text, and for sake of this, we will call him Junior. Now, Junior was the complete opposite of the last girl, and without hesitation, fancied every aspect of me. We met at the mall, ironically, the same day of me and my ex's last counseling session. She didn't show up and told me I really needed to get over the fact that we were just not working out after a year of being broken up. After counseling, I went to the mall to handle some stuff for my businesses. And with no makeup on and bloodshot red, passionately about a woman, and I couldn't help but to think, damn, that's one lucky woman. And he told me it was a girl he once loved from his past. After our conversation, I was assured internally that there were people in this world who would love me and appreciate me just like Junior did. And 30 minutes later, after leaving Sephora, Junior was anxiously waiting outside of the store asking for my number. I apprehensively gave it to him because I wasn't really in the right frame of mind to be talking to anyone afterwards. I called my sister and she told me that it was time to move on for good and there was no harm in getting to know someone else after a long, toxic 5-year failed relationship. And I agreed. Junior wasted no time asking me on a date the very next day, and although so nervous, I reluctantly went and absolutely no regrets because up until that point, that was the best do I had ever I had ever been in my own life. Now, this was the first man I had started talking to since I was 15 years old, and even within days, my dreams started making sense. I felt like a woman again, and I don't want to offend anyone with my life experiences. Somebody told me, who was she talking to about Jade? But even with just being around a man, I knew this is exactly why I had problems with intimacy with women. Not just because they are toxic people, but simply because I truly did appreciate the touch of a man, the boldness of a man, and all of the attributes that men make different from women, especially feeling their growing area pressed against my ass when they hugged me from behind. Kissing felt natural, and the vibe that we had. Let's see here. Just a sec, guys. Okay, kissing felt natural, and the vibe that we had with one another was just so automatic. I love that he wanted to spend all of his time with me because for 5 years I dealt with someone who scheduled me into their life as if I wasn't a priority. He was very supportive that I was established and very gentle with his words and valued the idea of marriage and children. That's probably why he married another amazing girl shortly after our short lived relations and had a daughter. But let me slow the hell down because I need to tell you all the demise of our little union. Child, everything been a union, honey. Every fucking relationship been a union, which I am not bitter about because it led me to the love of my life. Like I said, he was great overall, got me going back to church and everything, and we spent so much time together before his departure. Now, God let this good man fall out of the sky just to be swept off to the military. That wasn't even the worst part. He was only 19 and a baby fresh out of high school, and I was 23. You know, some of my subscribers couldn't wait to throw that in my face that I was talking to a 19-year-old. But it's crazier because these same people to this day tell me I'm crazy for thinking he wanted me. Weirdos. Now you know what they say, right? Women mature faster than men, so that in that case, he was mentally 17 and I was already damn near 30. Good grief. He was mature for his age, though, but I messed up big time with him. Remember that part where I only dated women? Well, because of that, I didn't learn how to let a man lead. And boy, did that mess with Junior's ego. We couldn't even go on any date without me spending too long trying to convince him that we should go 50-50 with everything. He never raised his voice with me, though, and I guess it was kind of a good thing for the first real guy I started talking to was much younger because he had a stellar toleration for my naive behavior. I thought most men liked the idea of a woman who brought just as much to the table, if not more, so they could feel content with being used. However, a real man appreciates a woman who is generous, but within reason of truly letting him lead. I think I was the most excited because I finally got touched and kissed on and felt sensations between my legs and didn't have to escape into a dream. By the time I started dating him, I was grown and paying my own bills and was comfortable making grown people decisions. He was just an appetizer to my main course, though. Now, don't get me wrong, I love appetizers, but we all know many appetizers are short lived, and his chapter in life was just that. Like I said, we had a good bond, but I did find out he said that I made him feel less of a man. Once he left for the military training, we kept in touch, and I did go down and visit him for his graduation, where he decided to keep things strictly platonic. I admittedly overstepped so many boundaries, like for paying for his best friend to come down as well, without even considering how crazy that was. I mean, I was just trying to do a nice gesture, and since his friend couldn't afford to go, I thought it was a good idea to bring him since he knew him much longer than I did. Then, when we did get down there, I paid for everything, a few times too many, after he kept telling me that he would handle it once again. That nigga was not gonna handle shit, bitch, because you was paying and ain't nobody was gonna post shit out else out they fucking pocket but your low dumb ass. I was just trying to congratulate him for making it through a difficult 8 weeks, whereas he looked at this girl, won't let me take care of her for shit. So why the hell does she need me? However, the conversation happened after he was too uncomfortable to tell me the truth about how my lack of experience with men truly made him feel. He spoke so highly of me being the kind of woman any man would be so lucky to have. So it was very quite apparent that any man would eventually leave even the best woman if she moved as though she didn't need a man. His mom respected me dearly, so she was the one who actually talked to me, pouring some love and wisdom into me. She tried to help me to understand the necessity of how to let a man lead properly the next time one decides to pursue me. I was fucking pissed at Junior. Couldn't be honest about his feelings, but I couldn't be too mad knowing I had reservations about dating someone so young who I knew would be living out of the state. I just didn't really understand the vast difference with dating the opposite sex. With dating women, there was never any hesitation about going 50-50 with every single thing. And even though studs are typically viewed as the dominant ones in the relationship, I was still very an alpha female. I mean, after being with toxic people for so long, I knew the next relationship I got into, I was going to have extremely high expectations. Over timing was just off. We decided to just remain friends, but soon after, he found someone and Jeremy came back into my life. I don't regret our experience because he was the first decent guy I talked to after being with a woman for so long. He helped me to see a bigger picture of life, which was finding not only what I wanted, but someone who appreciates me, supports me, and loves me unconditionally, and waits I deserve to be loved. We are still cool from distance though. We just laugh at how ironically we both have daughters now and agree that our relations with the one another, although brief, did affect us greatly and prepared us for the people we are with today. Even though we never got into a relationship, our experience radiated so much positivity from me, and everyone around me noticed. I was finally smiling. I enjoyed all of our little dates where he never fell short of telling me how special of a woman I was. He also was so patient. The last girl was really in her feelings that she started a just pop up at my house, still trying to convince me that breaking up was a mistake. He never had a problem with going to another room and letting me handle my business with her without trying to rush me to get over it. After he and I letting me hand wait, hold up. After he and I ended, it went downhill from there. The other guys were all just hornballs and lacked the real substance. Some did have potential, but I wasn't really even looking for anything serious. I just wanted to enjoy the single me and live. So that's exactly what I did until I was literally stopped in my tracks by Jeremy Postel, ironically enough. Child, the fucking bum. The bum roll up and stop you. That's what you're saying? All right, bitch, carry on. I knew him all along. He went to high school. We went to high school together, and he was the captain of the basketball team, and I was the captain of the cheerleading squad. So we actually were very cool with one another. Anyways, after high school, we went off to play college ball. He went off to play college ball while I stayed in state to go to Spelman, and never did I phantom our paths would cross again. Now, Jeremy had always been attractive, but we literally were just cool. After two failed toxic relationships with women and me deciding to redictate my life to God, I had decided to get baptized and just go on a new spiritual cleanse, ridding my life of all people and things that didn't align with my purpose. I was supposed to be on social media detox as well, leading up into the baptism, but no, one day I decided to scroll on my IG out of boredom. And after so many months of not posting, Jeremy's page popped up and literally out of nowhere. I got real bold and DM'd him my number. I laughed too hard at my apparent thirst, but laughed even harder when he literally texted me 2 minutes later. He was out of town finishing up with his basketball stuff and was scheduled to touch down in Atlanta in like 2 days, which just so happened to be the day before my baptism. I honestly can't even tell y'all how many things escalated to so quickly, but we had already made arrangements to catch up. And the day he got back, we spent the entire day running errands, preparing for my baptism, and him treating me to lunch. I talked to him about my spiritual journey and how much it had meant to me. He obviously knew about my past with women, but he allowed me to speak openly to him about things I was always too afraid to admit out loud. We just vibed naturally, and before that you knew it, he asked if I would mind if he could actually come with me to get baptized. And the very next day, he walked into the church hand in hand with me and supported me through this special process as we had been together for years. Although our chemistry was so strong and connected with things I had never done before, with many of my past relationships, we both weren't in a rush to be together since I was honestly trying to discover the type of men I like, and he had just got home from being gone for almost 5 years. We agreed that we both talk to each other And although he still did talk to other girls, multiple dating was too hard for me to keep up with because, for one, I was very busy in general with trying to build my career. And two, most men genuinely couldn't keep my attention for 1 week. However, Jeremy was an asset to my lifestyle. How, bitch? How the fuck is Jeremy an asset, Keisha? No, ma'am. Bitch. Tell me how. Keisha, how the fuck is Germ an asset? Go ahead. We listening. Y'all hear nothing but crickets, right? It's fucking exactly fucking crickets. While I was in the gym getting my body right, he was too conditioning for basketball. He was very spontaneous and randomly planned vacations for us. I told him I had never been to Miami and came home to 2 tickets booked where we literally had the time of our lives with just the two of us. Keisha, Jeremy ain't paid for no motherfucking tickets to Miami, but you paid for the tickets. Here you go already, but you paid for them tickets. He came to my photo shoot for my hair business, helping me behind the scenes as well as the models and accompanying me to many events, helping me to promote myself and gain new customers. What the fuck Jeremy did, Keisha? No, seriously, let's talk. What the fuck did Jeremy do for the business? Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Name 5 fucking things that Jeremy did, Keisha. Just 5. Give us 5. Jeremy ain't did a goddamn thing, girl. Stop giving this nigga all the fucking credit. He did shit. He did shit but cheat on you and got your fucking name out here scandalized left and fucking right with bullshit. That's all the fuck he did. Bitch. All right, y'all. Let me get back on track. Lord have mercy. I just cannot with this bitch. First of all, Jeremy ain't buy them fucking tickets so I can go ahead and skip past that line because we know that was a lie. Okay. He ain't fucking gave the shit. All right. He saw how busy my schedule was traveling to events, coaching, cheerleading, putting out content every day. So he started doing the little things, like always having breakfast and dinner prepared for me. And I'm talking about full 5-star meals. We got so used to each other's company that he honestly never left after the first day of him getting back to Atlanta. Now, I'm not saying I encourage people to do what we did, but it's what worked for us. Bitch, he didn't leave because he had no fucking way to go. Okay? Ain't no motherfucking body leaving where the fuck they eating, sleeping, and washing their ass off at for free when they ain't got no fucking place to go. It all adds up, Keisha. It all comes together. That's why you should know had no better. Whew. We put in time with one another. I tried not to let my past affect my ability to be vulnerable with him. And truthfully speaking, he made it so easy for me to want to open up and share my innermost truth and show him the real Keisha. I didn't have to downplay my success because he was nowhere near intimidated by it. I didn't have to refrain from discussing milestones with my business because most of the time he was taking the initiative to help me. Who continued to build it without me even asking. I didn't have to ask for support with my YouTube career, which was so invasive that he knew after a month of talking to me, he would always have to govern himself accordingly. Girl, he ain't fucking doing it. He ain't doing it. He ain't doing it. If he decided to pursue me long term, and let's just face it, anyone could agree that the absolute privacy is not an easy decision to sacrifice, especially when you aren't even in a committed relationship with someone. I could show him where I came from and talk about my struggles, and he never judged me or looked down upon me for my own personal shortcomings. We were literally traveling all over the country and truly taking things at a mild pace where we were able to fall in love with each other's true character and not the persona people usually portray when they want to get someone's attention. We spent every single day together, and I didn't even think about the other two girls he said he was talking to anymore because his actions showed that he was focused on me, or at least very intrigued in seeing what we could build with one another. He told me I wasn't restricted to just trying to pursue him, but it was just weird for me to just have a man laid up with me every day, but meanwhile texting another dude good morning text. Bitch, please. I know this probably sounds like a fairy tale to some, but I'm truly speaking for the heart. To experience the connection Jeremy and I have sometimes so surreal. I continue to grow and evolve with this man. We challenge each other physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally daily. Sometimes I would wake up and roll over checking on my social media and businesses, and he would lean over and say things like, "Baby, let me be the one to hold you when you first wake up." I was so used to my past that I forgot to show the affection I used to long for. Jeremy could barely function throughout the day without kissing all over me and hugging me tightly. I remember the first time when we slept in the bed together and I felt his big ass feet linking in between my tiny size twos. I was like, dang, this is the energy I have been deprived of all along. I have never questioned where he had been all my life because everything happened for a reason. We came back into each other's lives at the perfect time, and although he was sorting through tracks for professional basketball opportunities, he would always consider me into his plans for the future. I've always appreciated him for that. A lot of people didn't get to see the genuine guy that I had got to experience. He didn't condemn me for the way I spoke. Like some of my exes, he never let me speak negatively on myself, even though when being so prevalent on social media came with negative attention I didn't deserve. He never let social media bully him into switching up on me either. You'll find out rather, let's see, just a second. Social media bullying him, switching up on me either. You'll find out rather quickly that having a presence on social media comes with a lot of judgment and condemning from the peanut gallery. My ex couldn't take the pressure because when I decided to move on, she let the naysayers convince her to try to throw me under the bus and even tried to seek validation from very people she knew were against me and were trying to use me. Luckily, she got a grip rather quickly after so much damage had been done, but she did end up apologizing. The military guy, Junior, couldn't take the pursuit momentarily either. Let's see here. I'm sorry, somebody texted me, so they fucking me up right now. Pursue momentarily either. I remember as soon as things didn't work out with him, the haters rallied together in his DM trying to convince him that I was a bad person and spreading lies on me. He made a video and told everyone that I tried to have sex with him in 3 days. Now, I really didn't expect something like that from him because he was so unbothered by social media when we were dating. Now, mind you, of course, there was a truth to what he alluded to in the video. And of course, due to pride, may have exaggerated the truth. But at that time, I was 23. And when something sexual did transpire, that is between the two consenting adults that were in the room. Plus, I wanted all my life being the good girl, keeping my legs closed and not giving up my jewels until I knew I was ready. It was definitely time for me to do something I wanted to do. He did apologize for his inappropriate outbursts, and luckily his mom once again came through and advocated on my behalf that my character was still intact from when we met. I accepted his apology for lying and what happened, but it made me guarded with who to trust because a nice guy like him could too switch up. Then I literally can't put anything past anyone. Just like all the haters are so anti Jeremy, now screaming all of their antics at me. He's not good enough, Keisha. He's the Keisha. He's that Keisha. I bet if we parted ways, these very individuals would be kissing his feet, saying he was too good for me and he deserves better. Blah, blah, blah. Well, at least I know now that our bond is solid. Regardless if we worked out or not, he wouldn't let anyone turn him against me, especially when we took so many time truly learning one another. And that's the good, bad, and the ugly. Most importantly, I've learned to seek validation from only the ones that truly matter in my life, but also recognize those past toxic behaviors that I used to enable. Being intuitive is a character trait I was blessed with, and yet I still find myself sliding down a rabbit hole with people I've chosen to trust in some way. Jeremy was different and still no different at the same time, and I think that's why the story between us may seem so familiar, but a series of unfortunate turn of events. Although my life is pretty much viewed in the eyes of the public, I would say I do a great job at keeping private matters private. I've grown accustomed to knowing how to vlog my life without leading on the slightest clue of what I could be experiencing personally. Everyone deserves some piece of sanity, even if they choose to open their lives up to the open public platform. That's just how me and Germany have governed ourselves these last few years of being with one another. I loved allowing people into our exciting experiences as we literally grew our bond in front of the world. However, we have hit some major roadblocks all along the way. To be clear, we still aren't perfect. No one couple. I know you are probably wondering, well, what the hell happened or transpired that led you to hang off a cliff? I think within my career, these last few years, I have grown accustomed to over explaining myself even when I don't want to. So, this book is liberating me to not feel obligated to produce what I feel you all want to hear, but instead exactly what needs to be heard and feel completely content with those that won't understand. Everyone has been through adversities in relationships and also life, but my platform has allotted me the privilege to be candid and honest about topics that embarrass some yet inspire others. So recognize my truth and imperfections, understand my pain and mistakes, respect the privileges that I have to grow right in front of the world in ways that would make most uncomfortable. There is no true summary or real explanation for the damage that the unfolded between Jeremy and me, but this is our story and our truth. And since there have been some things that have ultimately changed our lives forever, it's our right to speak on these instances. I'm not going to lie, some things that had me question at times who the hell this man is, but nonetheless, this is real life. Real things happen to real people, and sometimes couples have to be able to see if their love can withstand the rain. All right, so this is Jeremy. To be honest, I believe dating a woman requires a great deal of emotional stability. I can think back to all of my experiences with women, even down to my primary years of life, and recount in the numerous times that within 24 hours of talking to a woman, they have planned out our wedding, how many kids we will have, and even the pets we will share as a couple. Keisha, that's you. Bitch, that is you. Y'all, this is run back, playback. This is Keisha fucking ass, y'all. Listen, this is no fucking Jeremy. This is Keisha. It says, I can think back to all of my experiences with women, even down to the primary years of life, and recount in the numerous times that within 24 hours of talking to a woman, they have planned out our wedding, how many kids we will have, and even the pets we will share as a couple. Now, y'all know that's fucking Keisha with that fucking planning. That's all the shit that she's still trying to plan. That she done try to plan with everybody that she been damn dating, including the girl Rayleigh. By nature, men usually verbally adapt to women's fantasies. However, the fantasy typically takes an instance where more strangers were unrealistic. I don't want to solely blame women for the reason that they often get hurt in relationships. But if I'm real, a lot of women set themselves up for failure each and every time they have given a man a title or position that didn't earn based on dialogue, exchanges where the man said all the right things at the time, especially for a man that wasn't taught that basic fundamentals of how to greet women. And that's where my weaknesses came into play. Growing up, my biological father didn't think it was important to present and help instill in me the principles that every little boy should have. Subsequently, that led me to figure out shit on my own. And as I aged, all of those teachings proved to get me caught up in streets, make piss poor decisions, and definitely fuck up when it came to how to treat women. Now, my mom did remarry a decent guy whom I learned how to be a gentleman from. I always saw him hold every single door for my mom, and even to this day, we get out of the car and open my mom's door, and he is completely blind. What the fuck? Hold up, y'all. Hold up. I'm gonna run this back. I'm gonna run this shit back. Now, my mom did remarry a decent guy whom I learned how to be a gentleman from. I always saw him hold every single door for my mom, and even to this day, will get out of the car and open my mom's door, and he is completely blind. How the fuck he blind and opening car doors and shit like that? What the fuck? I cannot. I just cannot. Lord have mercy. There was never an instant when he didn't pump my mother's gas. The man blind, opening the door and now pumping fucking gas, y'all. And most importantly, he has never disrespected her. I saw how his behavior made my mom feel, and naturally, I picked up his traits and was sure to exhibit those. That's with every single woman. That's what it says. Okay. Even if nothing was serious to me, but it seemed that that chivalrous behavior was always good enough to get the attention of just about any female. Like I stated earlier, women give men too much of the benefit of the doubt of being great. Future husband way too soon, because even a guy like me can sway plenty of females off of their feet with just doing the bare minimum. It's crazy because I often take pride in hearing women praise me for doing what should be standard of a real man. But I subsequently resent not being my father, not having my father there to teach me how to love, value, and respect a good woman. Now, at the age of 27, I had to get on my knees and beg God to show me mercy for what I had not known, because my behavior almost cost me my family by making the same mistakes. It seemed like were inevitable bad decisions. If you've ever seen a grown man at his breaking point with his girl, it's usually way after he was made the same faults over and over, and she has one foot out of the door. For me, I have been blessed with women who poured love into me so much that most of the time, when they were fed up from putting up with my constant bullshit, they were willing to stick around and hope for a change in me that I always promised but couldn't gratifully complete. Unfortunately, I had already detached myself mentally and was ready to walk away. One of the most fucked up things I've ever done was leave a good girl with no explanation. And after she begged me relentlessly to express what she had done to cause me to leave her. Ultimately, the blame was mine to bear. I honestly didn't know what was wrong with me at one point, because it seemed as if I put an expiration date on every single good thing I had going in my life, including my relationships. It's like, since I didn't see my blood father The man who brought me into this world loved my mom with no conditions. I put conditions on every single serious relationship I was in. His displacement in the home greatly affected me to the point where I had long term commitment issues that resulted in me realizing I needed to be a single man out of fear that I would be the cause of another good woman's pain that she didn't deserve to go through because of my lack of maturity in relationships. To make matters worse, most of the men around me glorify the idea of hooking up with multiple women out of the belief that men will be men. It's so fucked up. Turn around and share conversations of the multiple women we will still pursue while being committed to those very women we just glorified. I got used to that, and honestly, as I continued to get older, part of the reason why I also had commitment issues was because I was so caught up of being a nigga. It just wasn't in me to not be juggling multiple women because to me it was just about sex. I always knew who had my heart, and I believed that was enough to excuse my behavior. I didn't know why, as men, if we weren't ready to settle down with just one girl, why we just don't stay single. And for me, with the women, I have never been in a serious relationship with where not just the type of woman you can pass up. Because ultimately, I always hope to be the type of man they deserve, even when temptation often leads me astray. So after me and my ex ended, I thought I could take time to focus on me and maybe date with no strings attached, which would somehow allow me to understand women even more. And I thought I knew. I thought that this would prepare me for the next girl and I would fall in love with you. And yet, once again, I have in fact broken another beautiful soul's heart. Damn, it pains me to have to admit this shit, but as a man, I have a right to my wrongs publicly since I had no problem messing up privately. I never expected the next girl I got into a relationship would be the one love of my life. And just as quickly as she came into my life and we truly tried, built something real, truly built something real. I was too dumb to appreciate it and evidently realized that the women I dated prior to her were simply just a band aid to the problems within myself that I wasn't man enough to face. This is a complex truth to admit, but before I elaborate on my experience with Keisha, it is crucial that I tell y'all exactly where my head was at right before I met her. Like I mentioned, as soon as things ended with my ex, I had intentions to not pursue any woman on a serious level until someone came along that made me feel as though love was something worth the pursuit. The first girl I encountered was this pretty brown skinned girl that I called Chocolate. Her ass was fat like a bubble, and she had one of those short haircuts like Nia Long. As soon as we met, most of our conversations seemed like I was being interviewed to be her husband, like women typically like to do. So, being a man and knowing I had needs, I played into her little world and we went out a couple of times. And those couple of times was enough for me to see that even though I wasn't the best candidate for the perfect boyfriend, my standards were high as hell. I definitely didn't want a girl who didn't care too much about the quality of the relationship she was creating with the man and instead valued his status in the workplace. But let's face it, most of men's worth stems from their status in the workplace. I get it, and I knew the type of man I aspired to be. I definitely wouldn't have any issues rising to the occasion, but men are different from women. Most women typically will give her all to a man, even without a full commitment. Whereas men typically don't change their ways until they feel like they have met the right one. Keisha, you heard that? It sound like fucking Germ told you what you needed to know in the first fucking book, bitch. Did you hear that, or you need me to run that back? Because you claim Jeremy write this, right? You claim Jeremy write this part? Listen, bitch. Most women typically will give her all to a man, okay, even without a full commitment. Whereas men typically don't change their ways until they feel like they have met the right one. Keisha, it sounds, bitch, like you ain't the right one. Okay? I pretty much continued carrying on for a few months with just casual hookups because after my ex, I realized trying to recover what I had lost with her was damn near impossible until I met Keisha. Now, me and Keisha went to high school together. So before we even started dating, we had years of history of being best friends. I didn't even know Keisha was interested in men, to keep it real with you, because everyone at school knew her for being in a relationship with a woman. Keisha was one of the smart students and even backed let me see here. Keisha was one of the smart students and even back then stood out from the other girls. She was fine as hell and used to turn down every nigga that tried to haul at her. But I always knew her just as a friend and never expected for us to be where we are now. When Keisha hit me up on Instagram and gave me her number, I was truly shocked to hear that she was interested in me. And if I keep it real, I almost wanted to leave her hanging because I knew what type of girl she was from school, and even more importantly, I knew what kind of man I was. I felt like I had learned my lessons with hurting good women because I was always too selfish to walk away. I wasn't at a point in my life where I wanted to try to pursue anything serious, and I got really used to being able to talk to whoever I pleased without having to explain anything to anyone. But when Keisha texted and said she wanted to link up when I got back home, I figured it wouldn't be any harm hanging out with an old friend. As soon as I got home and I saw her for the first time after all those years of being gone, it was crazy because I felt this girl was one of my best friends. Our conversation was so natural and so different from all the other females I had been talking to. We had a lot of things in common, but one thing about her, she stood out to me as how business oriented she was. The way she moved and talked to me about her career and goals and accomplishments was sexy as hell. And I knew she was truly one of those rare women that not a lot of people deserve access to. And remember, like I said in chapter 1, there is a specific type of girl that I like to be with, and she was already proven to me she would be worth it. I went from her to get baptized and was thankful that she shared her spiritual journey with me. What's crazier is that Keisha was so similar, but so different from my exes. Like I said, I have a type, and it's definitely a girl that's beautiful on the outside and has so much substance to her, class about her, and is not just a typical pretty face. She was just as I remembered from school, but she definitely had come onto her womanly features. She had always been gorgeous and petite, but at the time, she said she was heavy in the gym. And I could definitely tell from why the way that ass was poking in those leggings, shorts that girls like to wear. I could tell how pure and genuine she was, and part of me know deep down inside that there was so much pressure on me because she was very clear she was not the type of girl who was open to have in casual sex with anyone. She prided herself on her standards, and then it hit me that if I decided to get serious with this girl, I can't fuck up. As badly as I wanted to settle down with her and really see what she was about, I wanted to be honest enough to let her know that I wasn't mentally where she was at that time, and I thought I was open to seeing where her bond could grow. I didn't want to pretend that I was ready to settle down at the very moment. The crazy part of all of this is, as much as I had intentions to come back home and be able to do things I could not do when I was in a relationship, the very first day that I got back to Atlanta, I linked up with Keisha, and from the very first day, I spent the night at her house. I had some place to live. That's what the fuck he's saying. The very first day he met the dummy, he had a place to live food in his belly, and money in his fucking pocket. That's what he has. That's what he had mean right there, yo. I never left. I never left. You hear that? Coming into her world was very different for me because Keisha had already established herself with her own place, her own car, her own businesses, and not really desiring anyone to have to provide anything for her. It was a little challenging for me because what a lot of people don't know is I was actually in the process of negotiating basketball contracts for teams overseas, and the money they were offering me was not the money I deserved, especially coming off the winning a championship and having a stellar resume with my basketball career. Child, Jeremy and Keisha gonna stop all this shit. Jeremy, you co-signed this shit after Keisha write this shit. Nigga, what money was you making, Jeremy? If you ain't had fucking part the puss and wanted to fucking throw him out, Jeremy, what the fuck? Keisha was so supportive for my process, even when she knew there was a strong possibility that I would be leaving her to start training in only a few short months. After months of my agent negotiating contracts for me, I still was getting the shorter end of the stick. Nigga, nobody was negotiating shit. You and Keisha lied about that too. End of the skit compared to some of my former teammates. And of course, in this type of industry, it's only a limited amount of seats at the table. So no one was as open or willing to share other contacts with me that would enable me to get linked with the people who could put me in a position. After a while of negotiating, my agent unfortunately missed the cutoff to send in a final paperwork for the team I had ultimately settled on, and it cost me the entire season. I'll never forget when I got the apology call from my agent telling me that I would need to take off an entire season, and the only thing that could be negotiated for me at that point was training time out of the country unpaid. That broke my heart, and I'm not going to even cap. I really felt so defeated. I couldn't afford to go out of the country for my entire season unpaid, especially when there was no guarantee that they could promise that I could be added to the next season roster. See, that's how you know the motherfucker ain't had no job. That's how you know he ain't had no fucking job. That's a lame ass story you try to give this now. Nigga, you just wasn't going back to school. Say that. At that point, and I decided to just take a year off from basketball and see what else was out there for me. This is why the timing of Keisha coming back into my life was so perfect. Yeah, because you needed a sugar mama. She was truly heaven sent. She was so encouraging to my pain and honestly hadn't even seen me on the court since high school. She was who I was vulnerable with. I couldn't tell all my family the pain that I was experiencing because I felt like I let everyone down for something that wasn't even my fault. With me taking a break, I had time to really enjoy life for the first time in years because being a college ball player does not allow you much personal time to really enjoy things. I took a lot of the money I had been saving and took myself and Keisha on vacations. You ain't had a fucking red cent, Jeremy. You ain't come to Keisha with no money because Keisha immediately started funding the whole fucking relationship. Cue the motherfucking lies. Ooh, I had enough money saved up to live off for about 6 months. So before I truly dove into potentially different career path or hobby or whatever else I was going to do in the meanwhile, I wanted to truly experience it life. And I wanted to experience it with her. She was so special to me in such a short period of time and had spent time telling me how trapped she had felt in her past relationships and wasn't really able to enjoy traveling or living her life either. So that was something we could do together. I knew her life was public on social media and they gave her a hard time about the new guy that came out of nowhere. Do you mean the new bum that came out of nowhere? People are going to sense it. People thought I was using her and taking her, you still are, for granted, because they didn't really know what was going on behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, you was cheating, fucking and sucking, and just doing a little bit of everything, and Keisha's just taking it. That's what's going on behind the scenes. They just saw me as a man without my own spot. You still don't got it. My own car, you still don't got it. And money, you still don't got it. You still don't got all of the motherfucking above. They didn't even process the fact that I just got home from being gone since my senior year of high school. So, of course, I didn't have my own spot or car. I started hanging out with Keisha after 1 hour of me being back in Atlanta. Ooh, Jesus. One thing for sure is I am a man that knows my responsibility as a man, so I was definitely doing my part with the savings that I had. Outside of the vacations we took, I also offered to pay half of the rent and the car note since I pretty much had moved in. To keep it real with y'all, Keisha actually told me no and that she could handle it herself. But I went to the leasing office and took the initiative to handle that shit every month, so it wasn't a chance for her to rebuke me. I could tell Keisha wasn't used to allowing people to look out for her because she wanted to argue me down about it until I had to explain to her I'm not going to live off of no female. And regardless of the internet knew what I had been doing. The woman that I was sleeping with knew I wasn't using her and I actually valued and respect her. A lot of things I don't have to explain over the internet, and up until being with Keisha, never ever had to explain myself to strangers who weren't putting money in my pocket or helping to feed my mouth. I had to get to this lifestyle with being under a microscope for everything that I did or didn't do or didn't see or they didn't see me do. One thing for sure, I grew to love Keisha and I respected her even more when she showed me that she was also wasn't the type of girl that let internet make her switch up. She loved me for me and she knew what type of man I was and stood by my side from then all the way until now. And yes, at times I have made big mistakes that have embarrassed her and myself, but she's always respected me enough to handle me in private. No matter if that was something I did or an obstacle we were overcoming as a couple. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I've been real since day one, and I've truly grown and evolved as a man. The lies and false narratives they spread were fucked up, but shit, I don't see any of them in my position. No one is perfect, and half of the things tried to condemn Keisha for accepting with my personal mistakes don't speak on Keisha. It speaks more on them for being the pot that called the kettle black. Our relationship is one in the public eye, and no means is that for the weak hearted. But we have preserved and we still stand firm in our love despite what anyone thinks. Damn, I hate to be at this point to have to stand before the world and right my wrongs in the worst way. I already know what this shit is going to come with, and it pains me to know the burden Keisha and my daughters are going to have to bear for my mistakes. I had to face myself in the mirror and ask myself what I wanted despite what I actually deserved, and without a doubt, my family is first and foremost priority to me. I couldn't live my life without Keisha by my side, and I would die at the thought of not being able to wake up and see every aspect of my daughter's growing. What may be perceived on the internet is most likely completely contrary to what the reality is. I love my girl more than anything, and my plan is to marry her and put her on that pedestal that she so rightfully deserves. But as a man, you can't marry someone in a time they are trying to heal from some fucked up shit you have done. That wouldn't be fair to get down on your knee as a man and ask for her hand, knowing you still hold her at night and wipe tears from the hurt you caused. I wanted to take the time to regain trust with my girl and spend time proving to her with my actions before having to come before the world and have them try to break down what I've been working to build up. It may look like I just gave her three babies with no intentions to marry her. And hell yeah, he definitely could have taken the traditional route of getting married first. But that's not our story and how it happened for us. Despite the order in which things happen, she will be my wife soon. So if that means I had to take up learning stocks and lock into that shit for 9 straight months, then so be it. If that means I had to lock in at the studio and spend hours trying to invest in my passion, then so be it. If that means I had to invest in some things and pray I didn't lose out on my money, then so be it. We've had time to process a family, our new reality, and this is the last step in the healing process for us. And I can't wait for this hard part to be over so that I can take the hand of my queen and vow on my life in front of God that I will never make this mistake again. Ciao, y'all. That is the end of chapter number motherfucking 2. Now, y'all, don't everything that this nigga has said in the book he has done. Keisha, bitch, I don't know what else you need. I don't know what the fuck else you could possibly need. This nigga is doing everything. Keisha. Why is you paying for everything for a grown ass motherfucking man? Why, bitch? Why? I just wants to know why is you paying for everything, girl? Girl, I cannot. You is sitting around here being a sugar mama. You were so desperate, girl. You were so desperate to have babies. You were so desperate for a fucking man. Just is screaming nothing but desperate, Keisha. Everything. This man is still doing these same shit, girl. This is the first book, girl. He ain't changed a fucking lick. The motherfucking zebra stripes have not changed, Keisha. They ain't changing fucking color. I mean, this shit is screaming thirst fucking tea. And I'm gonna go ahead and drink to that. I'm gonna drink to that, bitch, because this is screaming fucking thirsty apple. Keisha, you always right here doing some fucked up shit, paying for shit. You not been paying for shit for the fucking homeboy friends to fucking come chill with the homeboys. What the fuck? How is you paying for everything and everybody in all the relationships? In all the relationships, you're actually doing that. So, Keisha, what you gonna tell us? You use Jeremy for the babies? You just needed somebody to have some babies with, and you fucking use Jeremy for the babies, and you trying to pay Jeremy back for the babies. Because I don't know what the fuck you doing. We trying to figure out. We are trying to figure out, girl. Jeremy, y'all are sitting in this book clearly lying. Jeremy ain't even had no call when he met you. Jeremy still ain't got no motherfucking call on his own, bitch. All them calls probably in your name. You keep on trying to top a Jeremy sign. You might have co-signed for fucking Jeremy. Jeremy might have signed papers that day, bitch. But you might have signed fucking papers your goddamn self too. Okay? Because at the end of the day, Jeremy came, and you ain't gonna tell me that all of a sudden you met Jeremy just when Jeremy been coming back 2 days, bitch. Y'all could cue that motherfucking lie too. Okay? You been done talking to the low bum, and you ain't had know how to bring the fucking bum to your subscribers because you know the fucking bum but a motherfucking bum. And then you trying to look and talk about shit about the subscribers. You know what the subscribers was going to say. Bitch, you know what the subscribers was going to say because you know that's what the fuck everybody should have been thinking because everybody, what they was thinking was the fucking truth, Keisha. You was fucking with the bum. You still are. Jeremy is not doing anything in that book that you're looking for, Keisha. ain't shit spiritual about fucking Jeremy. Nothing. So if you're looking for a man that's up in the church, bitch, I'm going to have to tell you to go back and try a fucking again. Try again. Jeremy is not it. Nope. Jeremy is not it. Keisha, girl, we're going to go ahead and get in some of these comments, girl, because I know these people got shit to say, because, baby, this is some straight bullshit here this evening, girl. I'm going to go ahead and get in this comment. All right, Elizabeth said, I think Keisha is trying to please her parents because of her being with the girl. I really think Keisha is trying to please something. This is sad, y'all. This is sad. Everything that she has talked about is still happening to her. He is running over this girl like I don't know what. And it should be a crime for men to prey on women like this, because Jeremy is clearly preying on this girl. I mean, he is clearly preying on her, okay? And then trying to act as if he is wanting to do better. And Jeremy, no, he is not. Lord knows, all jokes aside, Jeremy, no, he is actually just preying on this girl for what she got. I mean, it's girl, Let me see. I know Keisha has an Ashley doll in her closet. I would think so. I would think so. I would think so, to be honest. At this point, Keisha, you just stuck on stupid. Dear diary, I love living in La La Land. Oops. Did I say that? I mean living in my head, and who cares if a guy has money? I love taking care of broke men and treating them. Lord Jesus, I cannot. Keisha, bitch, you lame as fuck. Girl, you as lame as fuck, girl. She constantly has Ashley's name in her mouth, and this girl pays her dust. I mean, seriously. Keisha, you was up over there being a sugar mama girl for somebody that don't even give two fucks about your ass. Sad. He had to make it right with her prior to coming to the internet with his side of the story. Yet when this book was released, he was still cheating. Exactly. That is my thing. Jeremy has not fixed anything with himself since this book. This is the first book, and he hasn't made any corrections to nothing. Nothing at all. Hey, Jeremy holds the car door open for Keisha. Girl, I cannot. That's about it. Hold the car door open and waste her fucking gas. Drive up her gas. A blind man opening up doors, but Jeremy still can't take out the trash. You are so right, Sparkle. And that's the thing. They said a blind man was doing the fucking most down the pumping gas. How the fuck is the man blind? He's pumping gas and opening the mama door. And I mean, he ain't never missing opening the door. Never, ever does he miss the chance to open mama door. Okay? Let's see. Shanita dropped more singles than Jeremy. She probably did. I like Shanita, to be honest. Let's see. It should be the end of the book. It really should. It really should. Keisha, girl, let me tell you, you need to go back and just listen. You can't redo them churn, but I can guarantee you, Heifer, if you go and you just heal yourself and relax your nerve, girl, the right man will come along. I mean, just sit and chill. And when the fuck they come, bitch, you just still sit and chill. That's it. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. How long do you have to be in the studio before you make an album? That was my thing. Okay. Live, love, laugh, love. That was my thing, because by now, don't y'all think if Jeremy had a goddamn something, anything, a single or anything coming out, Jeremy ass should have already made some type of music, released something. Like I've always said, Keisha is the main one that mentioned that Jeremy had something, had a fucking deal. Jeremy has yet to really express this good deal that he supposedly got. So, Passion of being a con artist. That's what it sounds like to me. All these books is just full of shit. Daniel Steele wouldn't write no bullshit like that. I'm pretty sure the fuck he ain't. This is crazy. I have never seen Hines speak so clear and fluent than in writing this book. Child, right? Right. That's how you know Jeremy hasn't written half of this shit. But he co-signing it, child. Jeremy probably slept with someone from the management office. I believe that. Y'all hear how Jeremy kept up, but he mentioning work. What the fuck was he working at? Jeremy ain't worked not one day in his life of being with Keisha. Not even on YouTube. How she keep trying to say he's supposedly working on her YouTube, helping her so much, getting shit together. Child, please. Girl, please. Let's see. Everybody isn't in a messed up relationship like those two losers. I agree. They can call that, girl. I feel you on this, sassy girl. I feel you, girl. I call bullshit all over, honey, all over this shit. Just ridiculous. Somebody said the leasing office laughed at him because listen, y'all, it didn't even make sense to me. You know, if you're not on somebody's lease, and even though you go to pay their rent, normally they don't accept it from you unless you just like dropping off of money, or do you understand? And then people ain't got to give you no receipt. They just ain't giving up no receipt and shit for somebody else's apartment, and you not on that goddamn lease. So I know good and well Jeremy wasn't walking up in no fucking office because Keisha probably wasn't ready to even add him to no lease shit. Somebody said he went to the leasing office with half of the bow money. I agree, Elizabeth. Keisha and Jeremy were both high when they wrote this postcard. I agree, girl. I definitely agree. Let's see. Somebody again, Brenda. Yep. Yes, girl, we think the same thing. Keisha definitely wrote this shit for Jeremy. Jeremy ain't wrote a motherfucking thing out of none of these books. One, neither, goddamn two. Sparkle, Keisha is gullible to anyone that tells her that they love her. I see that. Because, you know, it seems like Keisha was just literally looking for somebody to be in love with, to fall in love with her, somebody that was going to give her some children under any means necessary. And now that she's had children with Jeremy, she thinks for some reason she has to be tied to his ass. And Keisha, that's not how it work, boo. That's not how it work. If it ain't work, bitch, you done try. It just ain't work. Feel good walking the hell away because this is a tragedy. Jeremy is a tragedy for you, girl. Keisha wanted to control you. Keisha wanted to control everybody. And that's her thing. Yeah, she knew you didn't have it. Jeremy ain't got no. Jeremy ain't had no money when he met Keisha. And he know that. Yes, he definitely knows that. He had no job, no money, no home, or no damn car. And that's why when the first day he walked in Keisha's house, he ain't left Keisha no place because he can't leave Keisha. He don't have no place to go. When you don't have no place to go, motherfuckers normally just don't jump up and leave you. They have to find another jackass first. So Jeremy ain't leaving Keisha until he don't find him another good jackass. Let's see here. So now Keisha took you on vacay and brought you that MCM bag. Yep. I agree. I agree. She did. Guys, we've got 152 of you in here right now. Please go ahead and like. If you are definitely not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We still have chapters 3 and 4 to go. And chapter 3, we will be going with tomorrow at 6 p.m. Definitely go ahead and get subscribed to the channel, baby. Because as these books come, baby, we gonna go ahead and break them down. Somebody says them last 7,000 wasn't enough for 6 months. Exactly. First of all, that one for the ring girl. Remember, he's still holding on to that after the fact. He wanted to say he was still holding on to that after the fact. They ain't talking about if he had to invest some of his money. Keisha, let me find out you got Jeremy playing with your money with stocks and shit, and Jeremy don't know nothing about fucking stocks at all. Okay? Let's see here. Jeremy wants fast success. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He's not even willing to learn or go the extra mile to be able to learn anything. He definitely wants the money to come fast. And somebody said, what money? From his financial aid? Probably. You know, they do get financial aid money, but that's what the money he talked about he had. Talking they went on trips with. But he really meant they were scanning Keisha cards, girl. They were scanning Keisha cards. Somebody says he didn't even play in Division One. That's probably, you know, they most likely lying. They've been doing that. They've been doing that lately a lot. Looks like the whole relationship has been cute lies. Jeremy got kicked out of Jackass University. Y'all, I swear Keisha records their conversation and tries to transcribe bits and pieces into their mess. I believe you all things. Yes, honey. That sound like her ass, isn't it? That sound just like him. And honey, Sassy wants to know where the hell is the basketball footage. And I gonna back that up. Me and Sassy and everybody else here wants to know, where can we find the basketball footage? Has anybody seen Jeremy even dribble the goddamn ball? We would like to know. Somebody said Jeremy is Tommy from Martin. He sure act like it, don't he, y'all? He sure act like it. Always going to work, but going no damn where. This was a perfect for a come up. I agree. She must have needed Christmas money or some type of money to have to push these books out like this. That second book was just atrocious, baby. Atrocious. Okay, so what about the next season, Keisha? He's a bum ass nigga too. That's what we want to know. Miss Toby wants to know, honey. No, see, I don't think anybody was going to pay him because he literally was not playing for anybody in the league probably to pay him. I don't believe nothing Jeremy or Keisha says about that basketball contract that they're supposedly trying to lie and say he had. Because trust and believe, had them people offered Jeremy any inkling of any type of basketball contract, I don't give a damn how much money it was, Jeremy was going to take the money. Okay, so I don't believe him at all. Okay. He does need to get a damn job. That needs to be the first thing that he does. But with Keisha by his side, baby, he ain't going to have to work for the rest of his life because she going to do all that for him, honey. She busting her bones and cracking that shit. Kobe wasn't shopping around. Scouts were contacting him. Exactly. That's right. If you're going to go and start playing any type of ball, that is football or basketball, goddamn soccer or anything, people are actually physically contacting you. As a matter of fact, they don't start contacting you up in 9th grade. They're not looking at your parents. They are making conversations. They are talking. They are interacting. I'm telling you, them people be lurking in the streets. And so obviously they never was lurking for Jeremy. Jesus, this ninja is horrible, bum ass. You moved in on one day. Exactly, Tanya. Moved his ass in on one day. I'm telling y'all, when we read that piece yesterday where he tried to say on his part, talk about the girl had gave him his car and she was walking to work next door. I believe it was Keisha, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, I believe it was Keisha. Okay, so it pays to tell the truth says you forgot to add after God told her no social media. Child, everything is God with Keisha when she got to pull something out her ass. I know shit. See, that shit was so funny. He had money in the bank. Money where? Nigga, you ain't had shit in the bank. You ain't had shit in the bank. That's why you ain't ever leave Keisha fucking house. They fell into each other's lap. They have toxic all over them. I agree. I starting to think he should like to be used, to be honest, because I mean, this guy is doing the same shit. No changes at all. Stellar resume, outstanding basketball player. Girl, so he say, honey. So Keisha or Jeremy say, honey. It was stellar. Stellar. That's what I said, honey. Any money was enough for you. No matter what those people was offering, if them people was offering him something, his ass was gonna play. That's the hobo realizing she's the target, the backup plan to the basketball dream. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what the hell she is. And she tries to milk Jeremy with money, hoping that it will keep Jeremy still. But she doesn't see too, by trying to milk him with everything, it ain't gonna keep him still. It actually just makes him more wide open for other bitches. Mm-hmm. Now you funding Jeremy and his extra fucking booze. Nigga, you didn't even play in the McDonald's championship. So she slid in his DMs, asked him to hang out, and then let him sleep at her place. That's what happened, Drea. That's exactly how it happened. She snuck into his DMs, girl, and he ain't even had no blue check. Jeremy ain't had near motherfucking blue check on his fucking DMs, and this bitch roll the Jeremy DMs, y'all. Out of all the motherfucking blue checks on Instagram, this bitch roll to Jeremy, little dry ass grind. Dry ass. Exactly. So she knew he was a bum. She knew he was a bum a long fucking time ago. And she knows that he is still a fucking bum. Somebody says fuck on the first day, free room and board. That's what she said, honey. That's what she said. He did. I feel he did exactly. He hit the jackpot. Okay. He got a dummy and he hit the damn jackpot. You can tell Wig wrote all of this. That boy, right? None of it. Torsha, girl, exactly. He ain't wrote nothing of it. It was all her. It was all her. He was honest that he wasn't ready to be in a relationship. He was. He has, and I believe he's told her that. That's why she probably got to put up with all that bullshit, because he's told her over and over and over again. Keisha, you know I'm not going to get right. Keisha, you know I'm not going to get right. Keisha, you know, Keisha telling him, God's going to work it out. God's going to work it out. God's going to work it out. Keisha, you know, I just can't get right. I can't get right. God's going to work it out. Girl, they going back and fucking forth. Y'all, let me see. Y'all homosexuals will do and say anything to get to the door. They'll go to baptism, clean hell, even work. Jeremy ain't working, girl. Jeremy is not fucking working. That nigga ain't working. Now, if he got a twerk, y'all know he a twerk, but he ain't gonna work. Let's see, man. If you believe that this boy wrote any parts in either one of these books, girl, I know. Sis, I know. Sis, we know. We know. We know, girl. We know. Oh my God, I almost threw up in my mouth. Somebody said, what ass? You mean, Brianna, you mean when Keisha said that, eh? Keisha said, y'all here? Girl, I am all out of breath. Keisha said, girl, she was getting the drum. Girl, she was in the gym, honey. She was in the gym from the time they started hooking up. She was in the gym, honey, and she was thick. Thick. Girl. I cannot. Let me see. Let's see. He saw a sucker and decided to lick it. He just didn't know she would trap him with the family. Yep, Casey, you got it. That was her thing. If y'all look from the first start of the book, she started talking about the girl Rayleigh yesterday. She even asked Rayleigh for kids to get married. She wanted all those things from Rayleigh. So it's like everybody in her relationship. And then you see the second relationship, she mentioned union. She's using the word union. Keisha's always looking to get more than what these people are willing to give her. She's not allowing it to just come to her. She's craving it and going after it. And it's really lust. It's just lusty. This bitch is just so lusty all the damn time. Okay. Let's see here. She was talking too much and was listening to what he had to offer. Exactly, which was nothing. If she had listened real good, she would have seen he had nothing to offer. Nothing at all. He didn't even know what she dated men. What type of bestie is that? Exactly, because it's all lies. It's all lies of Keisha trying to come up how she met Jeremy. We still don't even know if that's even really how they even fucking met. I don't believe nothing the heifer says. Nothing. Let's see. Elizabeth said, what book is this again? Cue the bullshit up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Somebody says, how are you best friends without each other number? Good call, all things, baby. Good call, because how the fuck, like y'all, at least you have numbers, and you might not even talk every day, but you might check in once a month, every 6 months. You might just say hi, text or something. They ain't even got this no numbers for each other, but they been had know each other, and they was bestest of friends. Oh Lord, leave her hanging because you weren't attracted to her. Exactly. Oh Lord, somebody said the toddler body was not sexy. I cannot. the toddler body wasn't sexual. Oh Lord, I agree. Best friend, she was delusional. Yeah. So we said best friends. Okay, question mark. Please fine. Somebody talking about 80 pounds. Lord, y'all had this chat. This chat was lit. Keisha is way in the back and can't hear a thing. Girl, I mean just way in the back, can't hear a thing, and got headphones on too. Got headphones on too, sis. Yes, sir. TT says she's still in it. Jeremy is like an extra in a movie. This is Keisha's best attempt to create, manipulate, and type a relationship she thinks others would want. Exactly. Keisha is in some fairy tale. Lord, this girl is so stuck in La La Land. The shit she be saying, it's totally from La La fucking Land. Status in the workplace. This ninja know he's a bum. Exactly. I want to know what he been telling these people he was working at, y'all. Because I know Jeremy ain't never hold no job. Never, ever has Jeremy held a damn job. Okay? All Keisha saw was someone that needed her, and he had good hair, and he was light-skinned. Yep, and she want them babies sparkle. That's exactly what she saw, and she wanted them damn babies. When you accept bare minimum treatment, that is what you get, nothing. Exactly. And she continuously used to do it. She is not trying to change anything about how he even treats her. She's not trying to get any good satisfaction out of nothing, and not going to hold him accountable. I'm convinced they wrote this book to fund Jeremy, not go anywhere. Torture, that could be the truth. That could be the truth. Like I said, I think Keisha has a lot of weight on her right now. I think that she is responsible for a lot of things when it comes down to income. And I think that's even including for her mom. She's bearing a lot of responsibility. And at this point, she might just be having to come up with things on how she gonna make more money, and that money might need to be made quickly. And this book, making up these books and stuff like that, is the best way for her to try to get funding at this time. Let's see here. Jerm hasn't even appeared on camera with her in a while. He doesn't. Jeremy never shows up. Jeremy hasn't ever showed up. And if Jeremy really wanted to do, like a kumbaya and make things right for her, he would have done. That's what he would have done. But he didn't want to do that because Jeremy know he is still stuck on the games. Let me tell y'all, Lily is the only one that Keisha know about. You understand what I'm saying? There are many more females that Jeremy is messing with. Ones that probably just ain't come out and speak on it because he might still be handing them some of Keisha money. Let him stop being able to hand off money or take care or provide a low side money for these people that he's messing with. And I guarantee you're going to hear about the extra people that Jeremy is already fucking with. Okay, and I think Keisha already know that. Okay, Jeremy is not just Ashley wasn't the only one. Ashley was the closest one and the one that became a threat towards Keisha. But trust me, Ashley ain't the only fucking one. Because see, remember when Ashley stopped giving him some, he had to, he still had to crave that and get that from somewhere else. Jeremy is definitely a kept man. She ain't gonna have it no other way, honey. She ain't gonna have it no other goddamn way. She need to take care of him. Somebody says Keisha trying to bow a man that first MCM bag. So candy. Oh God. She already said all the cars and get name promoting her webinar. Whatever, girl. Girl, Deborah, she need to stop her bullshit, girl. I don't know what wrong with Keisha, girl. And then I hope, like I said yesterday, I hope Keisha ain't about to give these people no bullshit talking about she trying to help these people with their credit as well as business getting shit in their name under their business name. I hope Keisha ain't about to dish out her subscribers some more trash. She was the girl he doing the scouting. Exactly. That's all the hell he been doing. 24/7 scouting. Keisha set the tone for that relationship. She absolutely did. She came in doing everything. Okay, telling him he had to do shit and still telling him he ain't got to do shit. And that's what he gonna do. He ain't gonna do shit. Somebody says they do have bed bugs. Look at some of the recent bids. Her and the kids are covered in bites. What? What? Girl, you make me fucking scratch the back of my own fucking necklace now. Girl, why y'all see what? What? Y'all say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Girl, ain't nobody want to be dealing with no fucking bed bugs, girl. What? I hope not, honey. I hope not. Oh, hey, Queen. I'm subscribed. What's your name, though? It's Melanin K. Hey, Mama. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate that. Guys, if you are in here, please go ahead, hit the like button. Definitely go ahead and subscribe to the channel and share the video, guys. Share the video as much as you can. Let's see. I'm surprised she don't have bed bugs. The way they come off that bus so fast. Oh my gosh. Yo, if something biting them, that girl, I ain't really never paid attention to her, but if y'all seeing bites, you could best believe them bed bugs will leave y'all. She will be marked the fuck up. So she better get it together. Keisha's going on a book tour to promote this bullshit. What, girl? When is the book tour, Elizabeth? Girl, when is she going on the book tour? She keeps going to get these facial treatments, but I still see potholes, just a waste of money. I agree. I agree. I think a lot of things Keisha is doing to try to, some of these stuff Keisha don't even need to do. She needs to just probably clean her face the proper way and see if that works instead of going and trying to spend all this money on trying to get things done. It's okay to do maintenance now. Absolutely. It's okay to do maintenance. But I believe something with her skin, she can practically try to see if she can actually do that herself first before trying to go through all these treatments, especially if it's something that she's seeing ain't working and she keeps continuously spending money on it. Will Keisha be a postel for Christmas or another promise ring? Girl, y'all, I don't know. Y'all think he gonna go ahead and try to pop the question, or she gonna force him to try to get a video out there with the question pop for Christmas? I don't think near nor the motherfucker gonna outdo Lil Durk right now, Keisha. So you might want to hold off on that, because Jermey ain't gonna outdo the fuck Lil Durk the other night. Now I'm gonna tell you, Lil Durk done got that for the 2022. Bringing in the marriages. Jermey, Keisha, you might want to hold on to that. You might want to hold on to that, because, girl, the commentator's going to eat that shit up if it ain't done right. Jermey ain't got no concert to have you up to while he go ahead and get on his knees. First of all, Jermey ain't got the right words. And wherever y'all do it at, I think people going to be in the back booing y'all and shit like that, because they know Jermey is not right. So hopefully, Keisha, if you do it, boo, go ahead and do it in the privacy of your house in front of the Christmas tree with just your mama and daddy them there that ain't going to say shit, because out in public just ain't going to work right now the way Jermey got you looking, okay? It ain't going to work. Sometime doesn't sound correct, because when Jermey got offered to see an international recruiter, Keisha said, what about me and the girls? Make it make sense. Exactly. At the end of the day, I don't understand why Keisha wouldn't allow him to, if there was a recruit, let's go ahead and put that big if, was a recruiter that reached out to Jermey, I'm telling y'all, Jermey would have went. Jermey would have played. I don't think that a recruiter reached out, because I think Jermey came home And Jeremy got accustomed to how Keisha was treating him and what he was getting. And Jeremy saw an opportunity where Jeremy didn't have to do anything anymore, including get a fucking education. Keisha was getting that for him too. So at the end of the day, Jeremy sat back and Jeremy took a grasp of the horse that was going to take him on his ride. Jeremy ain't get off the horse yet, y'all. He's still fucking holding on for dear life. That's just that. He's going to hold on. He's going to hold on. He literally made a video about getting a chicken sandwich. Girl, I know you were playing. Jeremy riding through driveway. Jeremy at the drive-thrus now, y'all. Is he at the drive-thrus? Is he pulling up doing vlogs at the drive-thrus? Girl, I cannot. Yep, he hit the jackpot with Keisha. I think he did. I'm going to say he did. I'm going to say he did. Somebody says Jeremy was probably getting high while overseas and got caught. That is believable. Baby, that is believable. That is very believable that something happened that caused him not being able to play. Because I'm telling you, if them people looking for you, if they're looking for you, they're going to find you to play ball. And if you failing, they're going to make sure you get the motherfucker to teach you that needs to teach you so the fuck you pass. So there's a lot of things that these professionals get offered if these people see that they should be playing goddamn professional ball and making them some money as well as the organization. So don't nobody turn down. All I got to say is Keisha, Jeremy ain't had no motherfucking blue check next to his goddamn name on Instagram. So I don't know why the fuck you been hitting Jeremy up. Why was you and Jeremy DM and Jeremy ain't had the blue check? We want to know. We want to know. Inquiring minds would like to know. Why are you hitting up bums instead of the people with the fucking blue check? And you claim you was YouTube royalty. Why the fuck is you not hitting motherfuckers with the blue check? Anyway, she worried about what Ashley and needs to worry about anyone with a vagina or busy. I believe so. Okay, because I don't care what Keisha say. Ashley is definitely not Keisha's only problem. Okay, Ashley just became Keisha's worst problem. Okay, that's all. Ashley just became the worst problem. How much money is she giving him? I don't know, but I guarantee y'all, from Keisha's business, most likely what's happening is Keisha is cutting a check for Jeremy. Once Keisha get her check, Keisha cutting a check. So I believe Keisha's company is probably most likely paying Jeremy, you know, especially for her to be able to write it off with all them high ass things he be purchasing and buying and shit like that. And even his clothes, she probably writing off everything down to his clothes and probably gonna say that he using it in YouTube, because anything that you use in YouTube, like when we vlog and stuff like that. And yeah, I do have another channel, guys. I just haven't told you guys yet, actually. But when we vlog and stuff like that, all the stuff that we use daily, like say for instance, if you order clothes and you're paying for it, like that's a write-off for your business. And I believe that everything she does, she pretty much writes it off, which is not dumb. That's not dumb to do. Somebody says Keisha is bitter because she didn't give him son and Ashley did. I believe so, that there is a big thing with August. Okay, there's definitely a big thing with centered around August. However, Keisha can't blame August for that. She just need to move on. She the one who she wants to stay with Jeremy. That's her. We all want to know Keisha. Do a live about that. Keisha, the people has questions, and it's not the questions that you was answering the other night, because I hadn't looked at her live yet. Maybe if I see one of the girls put it up or something, I'll take a look at it, because I very seldom even go to Keisha page, to be honest with y'all. And if I go there, I just gonna get what the fuck I need and go ahead and get up out there. But I'll just wait and see. I'm pretty sure the other ladies have posted on her. Let me see. Let's see here. Jeremy was probably what we saw that one. Let's move back up. Yeah, that's what I say, girl. If they got bed bugs over there, girl, they gonna have to get that shit taken care of and get it taken care of fast. Okay, quickly with the swiftness. Let's see. She should have kept him out of her purse from jump. That's a big problem with her because from the beginning of this book, she's talked about how she took care of people, and it's getting to the point where she's literally taking care of people though that takes advantage of her. So it's not like her taking care of them is any benefit to her. She's still the only one given. Like even with paying people, because trust and believe, I don't think that Jermey is the first person. I believe that all of Keisha's relationships, Keisha has tried to manhandle the situation. And with her doing that manhandling, and people find out, oh, well, shit, if this dumb bitch gonna pay, I'm gonna let her pay. See, they started letting her just do that shit. And then she just go ahead like a little dummy. And all that time in between, she getting used and abused, and she not seeing the used and abused. She see it as, oh, I'm mama. I'm sugar mama. I'm sugar mama. Mama gonna take care of you, boo. So that's how she working with Jermey. She's pretty much taking care of Jermey. She's his sugar mama. She probably just going around Atlanta for a book tour. When is she? When is this? When is she doing the book tour? Everybody keep talking about what not bed bugs. They won't say that everybody look like they had some bites on them. So I'm hoping that bed bug shit might be just everybody seeing wrong and shit. You know. Um, let's see here. OnlyFans question mark with that toddler body and she's awkward as fuck. Child, sure she say. So she say she'll be better off doing clean with me than doing OnlyFans. Ain't nobody want to see. Hold up. So she's saying, oh, y'all know what she probably gonna do? She probably gonna try to put the girls on there too. Because see, if she go to OnlyFans, y'all, her subscribers will have to pay for over there. And I can guarantee you, Keisha probably gonna try to do something for at least $20. $20 or more. I doubt if she'll start an OnlyFans just so people could and just charge them about $7. I don't see her doing that. Somebody says, I want to know how she actually got 500 subbies. Where are they and why doesn't her views reflect it? I don't know. I've heard several people. Guys, if you are in here, please go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and definitely go ahead and share the video out. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I tend to think when it comes down, I've heard a lot of people say that people can buy subbies. I don't know how much of that is true, to be honest with you, but I've heard tons and tons of people say that folks are able to buy subbies. So I don't know, I don't know why the numbers aren't adding up. I don't know, but I've heard a lot of people ask about her numbers. I agree. She falls for people way too fast. She does, and they absolutely take advantage of her. They find out real quickly that they can absolutely take advantage of her. Let's see. Somebody says, when the last time Keisha took those girls to the doctor for a checkup or anything? I am not sure. I don't know. Y'all know, I thought y'all said, some people said Keisha don't even go for checkups because something was wrong. One of the babies had like a pink eye or something. And I guess she never took the child to the doctor. She just said that I guess the baby was going to get over it or something like that. I don't know, child. It could be that she feels, if she go take them to the doctor, those going to have to be additional bills. So she might be trying to get, whatever she can try to fix at home. She could be trying to fix it at home to see if, to avoid having to pay extra shit. Because Jermey ain't got no job to have no insurance for them girls. And somebody said all of them had pink eye. Well, damn. Somebody, thank you, Tony B. I appreciate that. Love your page. Keisha is just a pathetic bitch, honestly. I agree, sis. I definitely agree. The heifer got some issues and some problems, okay? She said her and Jeremy decided not to vlog the doctor's visit. Yeah, right. Just like how they decide not to vlog that proposal right in the Jeezy. In the Jam Breezy. that girl, that girl is hell on wheels, isn't it? Girl, she hell on wheels. Keisha complains that the doctors charge too much, but she spends more on expensive stuff. I agree. I agree. See, you got to understand. At first, when Keisha come on, Keisha wasn't even infatuated with name brand stuff. Y'all know who started her with that infatuation with name brand stuff. Y'all know that. Jeremy started her with that shit that he couldn't even afford. He ain't even buying his own clothes, but he gonna tell Keisha what the fuck to buy. You know, for him and all this and that. And she saw, well, I'm buying this for Jeremy. And then started buying shit for herself. I mean, it's only natural to be on the shit. If I gonna buy you fucking Coach, why I got to go ahead and get me something from Marshalls? You understand what I'm saying? So that's what probably happened. Shit. He looking better than her, and she the one making all the money. She was complaining the last time about the cost when she went to urgent care for something. See, that could be the problem, because if she don't, most likely she don't have no insurance. And Jeremy don't have no job for no insurance. I don't even know why Jeremy had tried to go in the military. When him and Keisha met, but I don't know. Keisha, I don't know. Because they were at an urgent care center for treatment. Wow. I'm waiting on a pregnancy announcement anytime soon. She will continue to try and give Jeremy a son to get even with Ashley. Girl, baby face, honey, she is. She gonna try again, okay? Because Keisha is looking for the right nut, okay? But I done told her now, when she go back this time and try, she got to make sure she land the right one, because baby, if she don't land it, she gonna be on baby number 4. Bitch, let me tell you, if you trying after 4, I don't know where all them gonna put it, because they're not all gonna fit in that house. So this time, when he not, she better catch a boy one and not a girl. That's all I can tell her, girl. That's all I can tell her. Somebody said yes, because her homegirl was wearing rainbow. See? Yeah. Jeremy the one put her up to buying all them shit. Yep, always complaining about medical insurance, but splurge on designer. Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. That ghetto mentality. Jeremy will always have that. She is such a subpar parent that womb needs to be closed and condemned. That is true. Yeah, Keisha, I don't know. Keisha just always got to hear herself be acknowledged for something good, I guess. So I guess that's why she keeps replaying that over and over and over in her head. I'm a good mom. I'm a great mom. I'm a great parent. I don't know why she does that, but she does. Somebody says looking like a broke ass door. Looking like a broke ass Dora the Explorer wearing that damn backpack. I agree. I damn agree. Her priorities are messed up. I agree, man. I'm telling y'all, she got some shit going on. Some shit she dealing with. And it's all because of Jeremy, man. I believe that he is faulty and with that girl finances and stuff like that, and some shit that she just probably trying to get back on track and shit. I want to know what's up with the forever home. I don't know. Because I didn't understand why. I've always said that, if Keisha mama gonna be babysitting them children 24 hours a day like that, they all may live under one roof. I stand for that. Okay. She could even get a house with the mother, what they call it, the mother-in-law. Y'all know when the mother-in-law got her little piece off to the back, or even turn a garage area into a mother, what a thing called, y'all, mother-in-law suite or something on the property, or whatever. But it would be enough because it's just her and her husband, that way she ain't got to worry about all these doubling up on these bills. If that I think is really the problem, if that is the problem. Keisha may be Sandra the felon's favorite, but her dad is close to her sister. I kind of think that too, because I really don't hear Keisha talk about her dad. Just when she was trying to make up shit in the book. I think that's the first time I even hear anything about her dad. Jeannie says if you calculate the actual time she spends alone with the girls compared to her mom, Keisha looks like the nanny or part-time mom. Exactly, Jeannie. Exactly. Exactly. Somebody says, I have one, a mother-in-law suite. I love it. Yes, Sparkle. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Just get one of those on the property. Her mama could always have access to the house, and then come and go, but they all on the same property. I just don't understand her hate for Lily. Their son is always going to be there. If you're going to hate Ashley her whole life, that means she's going to hate Jeremy as well since they together. That's true. That's true. But see, Keisha got to understand that's what will make Lily can't leave that baby around her. Ain't nobody gonna leave their damn child around here. The child can't talk and shit like that and tell you what the fuck going on, and you already doing these grimy shit out in the street. Ain't nobody gonna leave their baby with you because they can't trust you. The baby can't tell me what the fuck going on for himself, so I can't leave him. I don't blame Miss Toby. I don't blame him at all. Her dad wants nothing to do with you too. Some baby face. I heard her mom was found guilty of some serious stuff, but she wouldn't have to spend any jail time, right? Because then who will take care of the girl? Well, I heard that also. Her mom, I heard yesterday, got 8 years probation, and I actually because I wanted to give the girl. I can't remember whose damn page I was on, y'all. But she had did like a little funny little skit with how Keisha had went about telling YouTube how and what happened with her mom with this incident. And from what I'm getting is Keisha is saying that her mom was taking care of this older lady, and the lady must have had credit cards. Well, somebody went and ordered some items off of the credit card, supposedly, is what Keisha is saying, because she was doing all the talking inside the video, to be honest. But they want to say that Keisha's sister account was the one that was logged in. And I guess since her mom is the one that worked at the nursing home or worked with the lady, they said the mama is the one that made up the orders and stuff like that. But they're saying that somebody else had did the orders and it wasn't really her mom. So it was, that story, y'all, was just a long out story again, like how Keisha normally does, how she normally tried to tell and backtrack all kind of bullshit. That story was the same way. It wasn't no different. Jeremy is going to be Keisha's downfall. And I really think that, Elizabeth, we ain't nobody here really. We joke around and laugh and shit like that, but we really don't want to see Keisha go down. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's just all of us sitting here. We can't be dumb to what the fuck we seen, and we can't be blind. So in other words, I cannot be fake. Okay? Like how some of Keisha's subscribers around here lying to Keisha instead of telling this girl what the fuck they really seen and how they seen it. We all probably, some people have been through this bullshit. Some people have family members that done been through it. But the older you get, the fucking wiser you get. And if the older people could see through the bullshit, then yes, we need to speak up. We need to say something to her. And whether or not she want to listen or not, at the end of the day, when Keisha get older, Keisha is going to look back at all this shit and say, those people were so right. I can't believe I was this dumb. Okay. Tennessee, hey, you did miss. Listen, we are just on chapter number 2. I am definitely going to upload the replay tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the same time. We will be on chapter 3. Right now, we are just going back and discussing the book. But don't worry, the replay is going to go up. Definitely, if you are not subscribed, Tennessee, go ahead and subscribe. Turn on those post notification bells, girl, so that you are notified when the hell we done pull up. We pull up at 6 p.m. I believe so, too. Her father probably washed his hands with her situation. I believe that, because you ain't going to tell me that these people ain't trying to talk no sense into their daughter. You ain't going to tell me that, You ain't going to tell me that these people ain't trying to tell their daughter no better. I'm not going to believe that. I'm not going to believe that. Thank you, Tennessee. Yes, yes. Let's see. She suck a good mom. She can take care of the job. She's something else, honey. She is something else. I give all the I give all the grades to her mom because that's who taking care of them children. Keisha can stop with that bullshit. Y'all, I wondering if Keisha ain't out that house at night now running behind Jeremy and sitting at the studio inside the car. I telling y'all. I am telling y'all. I don't blame Jeremy anyone. Keisha is her own worst nightmare and she needs to stop lying. I do see what you're saying, honey, because I think that Keisha brings on all of her problems. She brings on all of her problems. That is so right, Tennessee. There is no happy ending for her and Jeremy. I'm sorry, it is not. And Jeannie said, I would be fake if I cared about Keisha's downfall. This is her doing her own food. Exactly. Like, ain't nobody sitting here trying to see that shit. People trying to tell you what, girl, before the fuck you crash. That's what the fuck people trying to fucking tell you. Shh. Girl, please. It's a shame when you try to tell people stuff and you know a ass of people seeing it and people trying to say people hating. Who the fuck hating? Bitch, your situation is terrible. Who the fuck you think want it? Who you think want to deal with that shit you dealing with over there? Not in there, bitch, in here. Yeah, I don't care if she does better. I just want her to reap what she's on. Keisha has done some shit now. Because I think Keisha been thinking all them shit that she was doing was going to stay behind her. But y'all know what's done in the dark sure comes to light, baby. So you could think you doing shit behind people back or doing other people dirt, and them shit come right back on who? You. You. Ooh, ooh. All right, guys, we are 1 hour and 56 minutes in. I want to thank everybody in here for joining me. Please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, guys. Go ahead and click the bell so that you guys are notified. We are going to be right back here with chapter number 2 on tomorrow. I'm sorry, chapter number 3 on tomorrow at our same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will put a post so you guys won't forget. Let me see, I'm gonna read this. Jeremy don't want her. She going to be past miserable by the time she realizes. I don't believe he does either. Tony, I do not believe that Jeremy is really interested in Keisha like that. If y'all hear that the person that Jeremy tried to describe, like y'all know Keisha ain't got no big ass. He was sitting down there trying to describe that shit, and Keisha ain't got no big ass when he was trying to supposedly describe that, or at least Keisha was trying to describe. But y'all know the shit wasn't adding up. It didn't make any sense. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, another good night in the chat. Yes, you guys were lovely. Thank you. Remember, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and definitely share it, guys. I love each and every one of you, and I will definitely see you guys again on tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.